Social media use accounts for the biggest part of Uganda's total use of internet. Even though smartphones and other social media technology help you to stay connected, excessive internet use has been associated with social media addiction, which can have devastating long-term mental health effects.
The time I spend on social media, I really can't tell, but I really find myself wanting to have my phone with me all the time.
You realize that even when you go outside, when you are doing other things, you would want to interact more with the social media than the real friends. And that means you are beginning to suffer from mental health. Then having no time for your own reflection.
Studies have shown that 95% of Ugandans have trouble when they realize their phone is not with them or near them at any given moment. A clear definition of social media addiction.
In other words, without your phone, you are almost nothing. So every time you don't see your phone around you, you realize that you have issues. You realize that 95% of people have trouble if their phones are not around them. And 80% become jealous if another person is using the same phone. But 70% of those people, they will be depressed if their phone went missing.
Just like any addiction that comes at the onset of a trigger experience, Dr. Kabunga says many turn to social media because of the inadequacy they feel about their personal lives. Social media addiction then starts because it triggers the brain's reward system to release dopamine, the feel-good chemical.
You realize that you are scrolling, you are looking at people's photos, you are looking at people's posts, and you begin to believe that people are living a better life than yours. And that you begin to feel inadequacy in you. And that means you develop sort of anxiety, and at the end of the day, you are beginning to drop social media. 2, fear of missing out. Again, you realize that every time you are doing A, you think other people outside there are better. Because they have posted better things, they tend to highlight their good life.
Some of the triggers to poor mental health as a result of dependence on social media can include cyberbullying, among others, that can lead to depression and low self-esteem.
When you don't have what they have, it leaves you depressed. I've been depressed not once, not twice.
Cyberbullying, that every time you open and there are negative comments, you've not received the enough likes, or you've received the negative comments, you are likely to have negative feelings and therefore psychological problems.
There is no age limit to social media addiction. Anybody can be addicted, however, majority of those affected are those aged between 18 to 25 years. Studies show that those who use social media more than 10 hours a week are at risk of addiction. To reverse the effects of social media addiction, one has to put deliberate effort to reduce on the hours they spend on social media, among other efforts.
You need not to go with your phone while sleeping. You can have some time you switch off your phone. You may also have time to switch off some apps, social media apps, to make sure that you don't overuse them.
Linda Ndumwami, NBS, Live at 9.